Artiste Presents is brought to you by the Starlight Chateau, a reception hall for all occasions, indoor and outdoor space for 25 to 600 guests.
Tonight on Artiste Presents.
Bonsoir, je m'appelle Carole avec mon ami Kaynette Jones. Yeah, we might as well be in the French Quarters somewhere in France or in Louisiana. I'm with my buddy, my good friend, just
Love you
one
to
of the
death.
most, oh gosh, love her so
Loved
much
you
more.
from day one since I met.
Kaynette Jones. First time I met you was at Love's Jazz and Art.
Mm-hmm.
You had a fundraiser. No,
It was before the fundraiser.
Yes.
You were just performing, and I
Yeah.
said, I just love you.
and I'm not soliciting that moment, but that's the first time I met her. And
I just love you.
and then
Listen,
after
and
that,
I got this wonderful program, and I want to talk to you about this program. And would you please come and just, let's sit down and talk? And you were like, sure,
of course,
wonderful.
And
I
it
was like,
and
okay.
it has been
And we've been
never out of contact since then.
Since.
We'll get to some of the things that we did before that we're going to do again. But the main thing I want Kaynette to do is to take time. First of all, she's known as Lady K. Yeah, Lady K, because you sang. That was your name, kind of your stage name.
My stage name.
Yeah, the old at stores now, but it was Briggs Boat Yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were like the queen of that location.
Yeah, that was
good.
That was fun times
Good
at the
times,
boatyard.
super good times.
Yeah, I miss the boatyard.
I do too. It's different. Perhaps it'll come back into its own soon, but that's where I met you.
Yeah.
Remember
That is-
your
yep.
singing, yeah, 'cause
Yep.
she was like the lady
I
of
think
the
Hopi was playing that. Hopi was playing that night.
one of the Love Brothers, Richie. Great music. You used to be able to go down there, get your groove on, drink, hear good music, and that's where I met Lady K. We have food coming. Maybe you want to kind of stop and allow that to happen. Feta cheese. There's no feta cheese. Me too. Thank you. Let's go get them. I'll turn him after they give us milk. I promise to turn him into little Chiba sticks.
See, we can. I love trying new things. Well, we're talking about new things. That's kind of what got me into eye care. We wanted to teach our kids something different.
We don't know what eye care is, so
You
you're gonna
don't
have
know.
to.
Let me tell you.
No, I know. I remember being with you at William King's.
Oh, that was another good
And
one.
he said go, and you spoke so eloquently, so passionately, with such great information about eye care for you. And we care for, no, we care. I care. We all
We
do.
all care. We all
Yes,
need
we do.
to.
There we
all
go.
need to.
So tell us, please, tell us about eye care for you.
Eye care started as just an idea for me because I was in a situation and it had been in a place in my life where I had lost so much. I was in an abusive relationship from high school, actually junior high, all the way into my 30s. So for about 11 years married, but I stayed in. We dated all through high school, and I didn't leave him then. But the thing about eye care is it's very relationship focused, because the issue that we have with our kids is they don't know how to have a relationship or a healthy relationship. And if it starts off bad, it only progresses into adulthood. It doesn't change. You don't learn how to handle people overnight just because you turn 21. If you were in bad relationships and unhealthy relationships and defiant as a young person, then when you find that person, that significant other that's in your life, you're not going to be any different. You're going to bring it to that relationship as well. So that part of my life was very traumatic for me, and I was also during that time my husband was in and out of prison. So in and out of prison a lot. But I stood by him. I stood by my man. You know, we taught you don't leave your man. You stand by your man. And so these were the things that we did. But a lot of it wasn't just that I didn't realize that he wasn't good for me, because I knew in my heart of hearts that this man wasn't healthy. But I stayed because I didn't want to prove everybody else right.
Ooh, pride.
And when pride, and our young people are of that same mindset today. It hasn't changed. Young people are young people no matter what. Just the times change and the scenarios and some of the situations change. But all in all, it's still all about relationships.
But a lot of us stay in relationships, even those of us who know better. We stay because something is better than nothing.
So my husband, he was running in and out of prison. And I found that our oldest son followed in his footsteps. And what's happened as I got older and my little one started to grow, these were his children who were just like mine. My mom always said ain't no steps but the steps that lead out the house and nothing to do. That's
I like
it.
that.
So we were always, he always treated his children as if they were my own, and so it hurt me to my heart. A lot of times, they grew up with us, same thing, in and out of prison. He had two sons older than the one we had together, and in and out of prison. Writing, going to visits, getting patted down. All of these things are so, people don't really understand how emotionally draining it is when you have to take a child and put them in that situation, because you want them to have a bond and you want them to be able to see their father or their mother, but then you understand too that you got to take them away. So there's a whole different sense of trauma. It's a different type of trauma. They say children that are born of, or children who have a parent who is incarcerated are 75% likely to be incarcerated themselves. Did you know that? 75%.
And I've seen kids go to jail too whose parents have never
did anything.
never ever reached the threshold of a jail. So all the more so those who are vulnerable because they see it happening. It's like, okay, dad's in jail, I might go too, so what?
And well, there's a lot of glamorization of it, and music and video and just broken homes. It's been very difficult, I think,
Now,
for our
how did
kids.
this all lead you though
To eye care?
your growth to the point that you might get a nonprofit? Because I know your story, and it was absolutely beautiful how you're going through all of this, seeing this, being a part of it, growing up. How did you manage to come about a nonprofit to help people?
I started as an LLC in 2007.
Limited liability company.
And the way I
Yourself.
started
Okay.
myself, and I got started, I didn't have good credit. I was a single mom. I didn't have a lot of money. So I took my income tax for 2 years. It took me 2 years from saving my income tax money to do a little bit each year to get it off the ground. So I finally was able to launch it in 2007. And I did it because I wanted to do something different. I was tired of seeing our kids go to prison. I was tired of going to funerals. I was tired of memorials. I said, what can I do? What can I do? I was tired every time worrying about my son. Every time he walked out the house, is he gonna come home tonight? And so I said, I've got to do my part. And the way you do your part is get involved and be active and get involved and be active and find out what's going on. And I've worked with kids for so long now. I've been working with kids for as long as I can possibly remember, and I have a knack for the ones that everybody deems hard knocks, so to speak, but those are the babies that I love the most. You give me the roughest, the toughest, the rootinest, tootinest, whatever ones don't nobody else want. That's the ones you can send to me.
I also know too that you are comfortable with being in alliance with other nonprofits, other LLCs. You welcome them because I've seen you solicit that kind of camaraderie among other LLCs and nonprofits with the I Care project.
And the reason I did that, Carol, was because it was such a disconnect. As I found, I was trying to put together services for my kids, and I wanted to be able to make sure that once they completed the program that I had to offer with them, my program lasts 6 weeks. And so after that 6-week time, I didn't just want to just like, okay, here's your certificate, off you go, good luck to you. I wanted to
Tell me
make
about your certificate.
The program, the anger management program, a lot of my kids come from juvenile assessment, Region 6. We do a lot of communication, learning how to express yourself respectfully, how to get what you want in a respectful manner and say what's on your mind in a respectful manner, using not only your words but your body, your actions, taking into consideration, having empathy for others. So we do a lot of role play. We really work on why they're there in the first place. They always come in thinking, why am I here? I didn't need to be here anyway. I ain't angry. But it's not just anger management. It's anger management and life skills. You have to learn how to manage your behavior. If you can't manage your behavior, then you're not going to be able to keep a job, because you can't cuss your boss out. You can't turn around and cuss your boss out because he told you to go mop the floor or pick up some
You can
paper
maybe do
towel,
that
do
once.
something extra. Maybe.
There's no longevity with your job if you do that kind of thing.
Exactly. So, we have to learn how to get along with others. And so we do that and work with them. And then on the very last class, like I said, it's a 6-week program. The very last class, what we have is a mandatory parent-student workshop. And so what happens is the parents are required to come to the program the last week so that the kids have an opportunity to express some of the things perhaps that have been causing problems for them at home in a manner that now mom or dad might really be able to grasp and understand. It's also meant to help them bridge the gap, because lots of times our parents tend to think that you don't have no problems. What you upset about? I feed you, I clothe you. You don't have to do anything but get up, do what I tell you to do, go to school, come home. That's all I'm asking of you. That's your responsibility. But our kids today do have worries. They have real worries. They have real problems. Our kids today worry about dying. We have a project where I ask the parents to identify, I put them in groups, and it's called Build a Team. And so they all get together in their group, and they get to draw a big full body team. I tell them myself, now you tell me, what I want you to do is think of everything that's going on in a teen's life during this stage. Physiological things, emotional things, external things that are affecting them all around. What is it? And by the time they get through with these lists, the kid is just full. We're talking unemployment, maybe mom's out of work, maybe mom's working 2 jobs, maybe mom and dad fighting at home. We're talking about gangs, shootings, fear of dying. Our kids are afraid of dying at 15 years old. I had a child tell me on this board, what are the things that you worry about? Death. That's something that at 15 that I could never even have comprehended.
Without a disease, you're not supposed to think that way.
I could not even comprehend it at 15 years old to be thinking about death. It's just unfathomable. So we, as a community, have to understand that there are things going on in our kids' lives that we need to understand. So we can't say you don't have no problems. They got a lot of problems. Our role as parents and mentors and caregivers and community leaders is to find out exactly what those problems are and how we can help them steer clear of some of them. We can't help them steer clear of all of them, but at least equip them with some of the tools that they can use to build themselves up and be resilient.
There you go.
Be resilient and learn how to bounce back. Because we got to be able to bounce back. Because I'm going to tell you, I've been knocked on my butt a whole lot, but I bounced back.
Talking about resilience, I remember a story that you told me that at one point in your life, you lived in a condemned building with children. What took you to that point, and how did you get out of it?
It was again about relationships and being in unhealthy relationships and being attracted to men who were not healthy for me, and following it. And I tell my girls, I'm sorry, I like a bad boy. I liked bad boys when I was young, and I still like bad boys, but I learned how to smooth it out and balance it better.
Okay, how bad is bad?
It was bad. Now we're not so bad. Bad now is just a little swag. I just need them to have a little swag. Long as I just need them to have a little swag now.
I need something.
Okay, I need to be able to take it from black tie to Kaynette. That's how we do that.
The question that I'm compelled to finish with you, other than your amazing journey.
Exodus.
Whoa!
Let's call it
It's not. It's more than an exodus. It's like you've been exiled.
Yeah.
And then you find your way. Just all the things that you've been through that brought you to this point to want to help people. We were talking about the connectivity between I care from your nonprofit and others. Okay, I have a son or daughter. They go through your program. Anger management is
just one component of what we do. Anger management, life skills, mentoring.
They come out with bells or whistles, or they come out at least, thank you, Lottie.
They come out.
Where do
with
they go?
They come out with some tools. First of all,
No doubt.
they come out with some tools to be able to have a conversation. Hopefully,
Exactly.
Bridge some gaps with mom and dad.
Yes.
Have some closure there. Be able to get along with others.
Yes.
And then we take them and we try to keep hands on them. I just say keep hands on them.
Where do I go from there?
From there, we're gonna go ahead with. I'm a firm believer in mentoring. You know that about me. I love mentoring. I mean, I just strongly believe that having an adult role model is just key. Is very helpful, and it can really help a kid be successful. Having another caring adult. There's things that your teenage daughter. That my teenage daughter, and I consider me and my daughter to be extremely close. There's things that she won't tell me that she would tell you. She might tell you, and that's just the way it is.
That's
so
the beauty of community.
It's the beauty of community. And if you think about it, now we're getting into culture, because if we're talking about, let's go back a little bit. The fact of the matter is that the majority of the kids that are in these programs are our kids. Okay, the majority of the kids that go into prison are our kids. The majority of the kids getting kicked out of school are our kids. Okay, but our men are the smallest majority of mentors. But our young men are the biggest majority of corrections. That has to change. That means we have to take a vested interest. These kids need to know that we care about them. And in order for us to do that, we have to go back to the old way of doing things. And that goes down to being a village, communal.
But still continue with that line of thought. My child has finished yours, but my child has finished your
life skills class.
I've attended. We've cried. It's time to graduate. Where do we go from there?
From there, we hopefully either enroll him in a program such as the Juvenile Justice Youth Opportunities Program at the Y, where he'll get an individual case manager, where he'll get assessed, where he'll be able to get a tutor while he's in school, a private tutor. I'm not talking just somebody that, because this volunteer may come today and not come tomorrow. I'm talking paid tutors like Club Z, Sylvan Learning Centers, places like that are actually going to come and do it because they're getting paid to do it. Okay?
Right.
So they're going to be there every day or every 3 days that you assign them. So we're going to get them a tutor. If they are struggling because maybe they're having issues with transportation. Sometimes, kids are having issues with currency. Nobody stops to think, well, dang, why is he having problems? Maybe he's having problems because mom works night shift and he can't leave until mom gets home because he's got the brother or sister, the little ones that have to get to school. You can't leave them home unattended. So there's things that oftentimes go on at home behind the scenes that we don't understand and people don't know. And so what we have to do is find out and build up a layer of trust whereby these kids that will open up and let you know what's really going on.
Right.
Okay? And let down their guard a little bit. Once they let their guard down and you can actually ascertain, what some of these issues might be, then you can help them with it. But it's just being able to identify and getting them
Cracking the nut.
And you can't crack the nut if you're not what the kids call real. Because they recognize fake. They do.
Oh yeah.
Our kids if you're not, we say real, that just means genuine. That means coming from your heart, from a place in your heart that is sincere. And once they find that you really are sincere, that you really do have their best interests in heart, they do better. And they want to do better. because they want to please you. It comes back to words of encouragement. Like you said, you were telling me a story earlier about the mom who left notes in her son's book telling him how proud she was of him. Our kids hear all the time, you know, you're in trouble. You always in trouble. You can't do this. You can't do that. But when they start hearing them positive things and getting that positive encouragement, it goes a long way because they want to please you. They really want to be successful. And I tell my kids, I mean, the truth of the matter is, not all kids is college bound. They're not, but they got gifts. You know, you got that kid. You got a kid that's sitting next to you that know how to build Legos. I hated Legos and puzzles as a kid. Absolutely hated. But you know, that's somebody who could very well be an electrician because he's good with configuring and things. You know,
If thens. Yeah.
exactly. You see, so I mean, there's so many different trades. So I tell my kids, think about trade school. I said, do you know that there's not enough young people going into trades, that we're going to have a shortage. There's not enough kids going into plumbing and electricians and carpentry, and you know, these are actually the fields that our country was built on. This is labor. There's no laborers, and this is what our grandparents do. That's what built this country. And so we have, you know, there's a shortage of those fields now. Big, huge money. They can make as much money as an Ivy League doctor in some cases. You know, but they don't know that because if you ask most kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? They'll say, I want to be a doctor or a nurse to take care of babies. I said, okay, well, you're talking about an obstetrician. Well, first of all, let's talk about what it is. Okay, now what are the skill sets necessary to be an obstetrician or to be a gynecologist or to work in pediatrics? You know, how's your math? I suck math. I hate math. Well, what you reading? How you like to read? I hate reading. I said, you might want to think about doing something different. What do you like to do? What moves you? If I would have had somebody that would have told me, Kay, at the end of the day, do what makes you happy. My job is not a job. I love my work.
I've heard you say that so many
love
times.
my work. I love it. I love it. I love it. And every time
I also know you like to sing, and I'm going to interrupt you because
I do.
you keep skirting around the fact that we got a show coming up.
Yes. Talk to me about this. It's gonna be huge. We sold it out last year. Okay, so because I'm expanding my services, because I've gone from serving 4 kids to over 500 kids, I want to serve more. In order for me to serve more, I have to grow. So this is our 2nd annual fundraiser. We sold out Love Jazz last year, over 200, almost 200 people.
Standing room only.
Standing room only.
Fun.
But so this year we're gonna be at the Slowdown. We're really excited about it. The show is June 29th. June 29th. Doors open at 6.
What day of the week is June?
That's Sunday.
I know.
Sunday, June 29th. Doors open at 6. Show starts at 7. We're gonna go probably, I don't know, depending on how that last set be with her. So I can't really. I'm estimating that it'll probably end up maybe about 11-ish.
Next week we'll still be partying.
Yeah. We're gonna, whenever she decides to
Tell about the lineup. It's not just me.
We have Carol. We have Cynthia Taylor. Cynthia Taylor has a blues band, all blues band, and she's also works in Curly Martin's band, one of the finest drummers in the city, and who worked with Preston Love. We have Miss Shasta as well. Shasta's traveled all around the country, and she has a wonderful kind of Natalie Cole. Always she scats. She's just a wonderful scatter. If you like somebody that likes scat, I could never scat. Are you a scatter?
No,
I can't scat. This girl,
when I scat, things scatter.
she can scat.
That's not good.
So we have myself, Miss Shasta, Miss Cynthia, and the beautiful Miss Carol. And we have also on the team, we have a great group of musicians. We have Mr. Jeff Scott on keys. We have Greg Bowie on bass. And we have Norman Love on saxophone. And then we have Charles Oil Can Jones on bass. And I don't want to be remiss.
We have 2 bass players?
Nope.
Because you said oil
Charles
can
is on bass.
Okay.
Not Boo. Charles is on bass.
That's okay. Bowie's amazing too.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. We got
Yes.
Charles Jones on bass. No relation. But he good people, just like people. And we got, so I got keys, bass. Oh my God, Steve Dallas.
Sounds like a good time.
Man,
It's all about the blues. It's all
about the blues.
It's all about
the
raising money for
jazz,
eye
raising
care
money
for
for
the youth.
eye care. We really need you to come out and support this event. It's for the kids.
We
It's
need you to
for-
come out and have fun. It's not.
Have
You won't even know
fun.
you're supporting
You really
anything
know you're
besides
gonna
a
have
good
such
time.
a good time.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just gonna be just a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Dancing, good music, good food. Food's being catered through
Oh, yeah, that's true. I remember you
Heavenly
saying.
Creations.
Now tell us about
They've got
Heavenly Creations.
Heavenly
is
Creations is
where
another.
Chef Mark.
No, it used to be
Mike
Chef Mike's place,
Okay.
and it's now Pastor Sanders. Pastor Sanders, you know, I believe very much in what we just talked about, the village concept. Well, Pastor Sanders also works with at-risk kids who are coming out of corrections as well. And so, you know, we're both working with groups with at-risk youth, and so I wanted to work with agencies and people that, you know, had the same passion that I do for our community. And so I thought, what better way than to, you know, help him out, because he actually uses the foods that at his restaurant. He hires the children, he hires the kids in, you know, in the program, so they learn how to cook. It's a pre-culinary arts program. Wonderful. That actually, you know, prepares the kids for careers in culinary arts, and he starts them right there.
That's good.
And so it's
Mentoring. No,
wonderful.
what do you call it? Apprenticeships.
Yes, that's
Very, very
apprenticeship.
important.
And so he's, you know, he's doing great.
Internships, they're called.
He's
now.
doing
That's a new
great
word.
things, and he's doing great things working with these kids, and so, and he can cook. So I went down there and tasted this banana pudding the other day, girl, to die for. Do you hear me? Oh my God, it was. You know, everybody can't make banana pudding.
No.
It was so good.
I know I can't make banana.
It was so good. I ate the whole.
But I can make a music, amazing music
Yes, you
with
can.
Kaynette
So
Jones.
Sunday, when we
Sunday,
making music?
Sunday, June
29th.
At the slowdown.
At the slowdown, that's on
But it is
14.
not going to slow down once we get there.
Not at all.
No.
Need the website? www.theslowdown.com. Don't just put slowdown, because I made that mistake when I was like typing it up myself, and they're gonna take you someplace totally different. So you want to make sure you type www.theslowdown.com.
Yes, just in case you forget this, but just, you know, you won't.
Yeah, you
and
won't.
you're going to want to be
You
there.
don't want to miss this show.
It's going to be amazing.
Guaranteed.
It's for an amazing cause, spearheaded by an amazing woman with an amazing story, with an amazing, true, genuine heart for our youth here in Omaha, Nebraska. I am blessed to know you.
I feel
I'm
more
so
I feel
blessed.
blessed to have the Lord put people in my life that have the same passion and vision that I have for our community and for our children. I appreciate you so much for doing this.
Oh gosh,
Love
no,
you
this
so
is,
much.
Please come down. Please donate if you can't come down. Please
You can donate
buy
at the website www.icareyouthservices.com.
Yes.
Right?
And you can also read more about what Kaynette's organization, how it serves the community, and
at the website, yep.
yes.
Visit the website again, www.icareyouthservices. I care is like I care. Not EYE. I'm not an ophthalmologist. iCare.com.
And actually, we care, but don't let me
We all
confuse you
care.
with that. I care, you care, we all care we all care for Kaynette. Thank you so very much, Kaynette.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon. June 29th. Oh yeah.